Hello, lovely people. This is Ashley here, sending my love to you from whatever reality I'm in today to whatever reality you find yourself in. Now, that would normally just mean Mandelaed, but at the moment, our reality is completely fucked up. I mean, I'm now on day one of British corona lockdown, and I'm on my own. I live here on my own, so this is me on my own for the next 3 weeks. And this is, it's just really tying in with what I've been concerned about lately. And you see, the thing is to me is that our realities are not changing into a lovely place. We are not skipping merrily through beautiful realities. Every time we shift, we're shifting in something that's more and more horrendous. The world is absolutely nothing like it should be. We're moving into darker and darker and darker times. Now, excuse me, obviously those of us that are Mandela affected, quite a lot of us do believe that we're in end times. To me, it seems perfectly obvious that we're in end times. Cat, kitten. I'm sorry, I'm not actually very well, so I'm stuttering a bit. We seem to be racing towards end times, and I've seen an awful lot of people online that seem very, very cozy with the fact that they're saved. And quite frankly, I mean, first of all, I've never ever believed that I'm good enough for God to save. Regardless, I've never ever felt that I'm good enough. But it's not just about that. It's about the fact that I am seeing us moving to more and more blasphemous realities. Not only with this coronavirus nonsense that's going on at the minute. I mean, that is really just heading for the mark of the beast as far as I'm concerned, which is fitting in perfectly with what's going on with the Mandela Effect. I mean, the thing is that what you have to remember, I mean, the Bible changes. We're moving into more and more blasphemous territory everywhere we go. Everywhere we're shifting. Every time we move, it's getting more and more blasphemous. Everything about the place that we're going to. I mean, the creation of Adam in the Sistine Chapel. All of this seems to be, everything that we are moving into seems to be into a blasphemous world where God is now equal to Adam on a par, finger to finger, instead of God's finger up here, Adam's finger down here, reaching for it. God is now in a brain in the Sistine Chapel, not in the blue heaven that I remember. He's now in a brain. So what's that saying to you? That is saying that in this reality, God is within us. God is us. Either we've made God up, or God is equal to us. We are equal to God. That's blasphemous. That's absolutely blasphemous. As are the changes in the Bible. Now, there's nothing here that shows me that we're the saved. We don't seem to be the bloody saved, because we just seem to be heading towards hell. I think we're already in the tribulation, and it worries me. And there are a number of things that worry me. First of all, you see, our Bible seems to be changing into this new Bible that is massively blasphemous, where it's talking about the fact that men are in bed together, nursing fathers. And we're moving into an actual reality where this sort of thing is happening. It wasn't in my reality. None of that was happening in my reality. Gay people had rights. They got their rights where they weren't persecuted anymore. But this transgenderism and everything that's going with it, all of this is in the Bible. It's talking about men being with men in the Bible. All of this. God being in a brain in the Sistine Chapel at the creation of Adam of all things. None of this is pointing towards salvation. And that's what concerns me, because the Bible that we're moving into is a blasphemous thing. And the world that we're moving into is a blasphemous world, where it's been turned upside down, where the natural is now man changing his gender. Now there are 71 genders. 71 genders, according to Google. But the thing that really troubles me, and I'll be honest, I've mentioned it briefly actually. My daughter is a born again Christian. She's about to go to Bible college. She has many Bibles. She reads them every day. When I've talked to her about I've tried to breach the subject with her about the changes in the Bible. And when I asked her how many people Jesus rose from the dead, she said, Lazarus, Mum, don't go down the rabbit hole. And she hasn't allowed me to speak about it ever since. But it quite clearly showed me that, you see, in this reality, I think there's 3 people that Jesus raised from the dead in this Bible. And did she know about it? Did she know that the Bible's changing? Or what worries me is that she's just heard that the Bible's changing. And what worries me is that her Bible is the same as our Bible always was. And that concerns me greatly, because part of me really needs to ask her. But I don't want to trouble her. And then do I really want the answer? Because if her Bible isn't changed and she's still got the lion lies down with the lamb. You see, I went to her church and they were still talking about wineskins when the Bible had changed, and it was saying bottles when bottles weren't even invented in those times. So that's concerning me. Is her Bible the same as it always was for us? You see, we're not in the same reality at the same time anymore. We know that. Being Mandela affected, we know that. But these are the things that are on my mind. We're moving into a highly blasphemous world. Now, I did ask her about the tribulation, because, I mean, we talk about things. I just don't mention the Bible changes to her, even though I want to. But, I mean, even she says that all this now, the coronavirus and everything, she says that she thinks it's towards the, end times. It's end times and towards the mark of the beast. She thinks that herself. But I don't want to trouble her. But in the meantime, I'm massively troubled, because we're moving to darker place. And I can see a lot of people online that are so convinced that they're saved. Yet we're just moving to worse and worse places, more blasphemous places. So I wish that I could ask her, has her Bible changed? She's going to Bible college. She reads it all the time. And then that brings up a million other questions. But I asked her about what she thinks. We both think that this is the time of the tribulation. And I said, but, I thought Jesus came to take us before the tribulation. And she said that she'd ask her pastor, because she isn't qualified to answer that question. And I haven't heard anything about that since, so I don't know. So that's my thought, really. My concerns about the hideously blasphemous, hate-filled world that we're moving into. I just wondered what you thought about all of that, because it's really troubling me. Anyway, lovely people, thank you as always for your love, your support, and for helping me through this madness. I really couldn't do it without you. Just getting some things off my chest, and I really would appreciate your prayers, because like I said, over the next 3 weeks, I'm here on my own, in isolation on my own, on lockdown in Britain. So, let's see what happens next, people. I love you all as always.